Hi guys! So I wanted to make this quick, well, I don't know if it's going to be quick, but I wanted to make this video about a topic that I speak on a lot, that I advocate for a lot, something that I hold very near and dear to my heart, something I'm very passionate about, something I feel very strongly about, and it is what you see behind me, what you see me sitting in, nature. It is about the importance, the significance, the power, the strength, the wisdom, all these good things that can be found in and can be gotten from nature. And I want this message to not only speak to those who are already on this wave, but also to Christians and even those of a more scientific approach to life alike, because I feel like I'm going to offer you guys some compelling arguments on why we need to return to spending more time, if not all our time, in nature. Now, I know a lot of Christians have this mindset and this belief that being in nature, dealing with nature, loving nature is pagan, and to stay away from it because that is what pagans do. The Bible says to not follow the ways of pagans. But loving nature and spending time in nature is one of the most godly things that we can do. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Nature is the closest and the purest thing we have to our Creator. Nature is closer to our Creator and more pure to our Creator than humans are, than we are. And that's because we as humans, we are imperfect. We are filled with sin. We are filled with darkness. We are filled with negativity. And even if we aren't, we are still prone to being that way. And that's because we have the free will and the choice to separate ourselves from our Creator and from that divine source of energy. But nature, on the other hand, nature is God manifest in the flesh raw. Aside from the ways that we taint it when we pollute the air or we pollute the water or we inject the herbs in our food with chemicals and hormones and GMOs and all these types of unnatural things, aside from all that crap that we're doing to God's natural world, nature is pure. And that's why there are so many studies, scientific studies, that show that nature is good for us, that when you spend time in nature, when you simply look at a picture that is of a beautiful scene in nature, you feel good. You feel at peace. You may feel joyful. You may feel free. You feel good things because God is in nature. Not to say that God is nature. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that God is in nature. God's spirit, God's wisdom, God's beauties, God's strength is in nature because God made nature. And nature, trees ain't out here doing other people dirty. Trees ain't out here filled with negativity. They just are what they are. They are what they were created to be. They're existing in perfect purpose as what the Creator created them to be. And that's why it's so important for us to spend time in nature, to get a close look at what our Creator made and to just take it all in, take in all the beauty, take in all the strength in it, you know? And not even just from looking at nature, especially us melanated beings. We need to get back to eating nature, get back to putting nature into our bodies. So we cannot be our best selves. We cannot ascend. We cannot elevate. We cannot be in our right mind. We cannot be in our right heart and right emotional state of being if we are not putting pure foods into our bodies. We are organic beings. We are natural human beings, okay? We deserve and we need to put natural organic things into our bodies. We cannot put unnatural things into an unnatural thing and expect for there to be homeostasis, for there to be balance. We can't expect that. That just is counterintuitive. It doesn't even make sense. That's why it's important for us to really get back to eating a plant-based diet, get back to eating foods that have not been altered in any way, that are still in their purest form, the way that God created them to be, because God put the blueprint for health into the foods, into the herbs, into the earth. And there are literally, that's why studying herbalism and studying plants is so intriguing to me, and why I really have a passion for doing it, because it shows me and it just proves and confirms to me even deeper that God really created all this for us, and that we were created for it. Because there are herbs out here, people, that specifically target things in the body that we need healing from. And that's love, man. That's love right there. I promise you, there is something out there in this earth that naturally exists that will heal you of anything you're going through, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. So, but of course, let me put this first. God is the first and foremost healer. God is even more powerful than the herbs and the fruits and the veggies and all that stuff that he put here. God's spirit will heal you anything you need healed from. But that's not to say that he didn't it's just abundance, y'all, because he done put everything here for us. I promise you. And so it's just important for us to spend time in nature. And nature is a place where you don't have to worry about the pressures of fitting into society. You don't have to feel confined by all this social bondage and all this social purgatory and just all these social norms that go against who we really are. Nature affords you the feeling and the ability to just be free, to be who you really are, because we are nature. We are a part of nature. Not just a part of it, I mean, we are nature. We are organic beings, and I'm going to keep saying that because we live in a world that wants us to be as unnatural as we can possibly be. But that is not who we really are, and that's why so many of us are struggling emotionally and physically and mentally and spiritually, because we're living in a world that doesn't want us to be who we really are. It wants to give us this false idea of who we are. It wants to make us unnatural. It wants to make us plastic. It wants to make us fake. It wants to make us immoral. It wants to do all these things to us that go against who our Creator divinely created us to be. Okay? And so that's really what I wanted to speak on, just the importance of nature, you know, why it's important to spend time in it, and to just understand it from multiple angles. Like I said, you have the scientific studies that prove that nature is good for us. You have the religious or the spiritual understanding that this is what our Creator created for us. And it's just, you know, important for us to get back to it. And so I just wanted to share this message. You know, it's not about worshiping nature, but getting in tune with nature and getting close to nature, I promise you, is going to help you get in tune to who you really are as a natural human being. And it's going to help you heal on so many levels. It's going to help you feel closer to God. And that's one thing I always said growing up. I even told my mom this growing up. I always felt closest to God when I was in nature. And the older I get, the more I understand why. And so I just hope that this message reaches somebody, you know, especially in my generation. A lot of us think that this whole nature stuff is a force or, you know, just irrelevant because we're so focused on surviving and trying to make money and live day to day. But honey, your mental health, your physical health is motherfucking wealth. Health is wealth. You want to live a long, happy, prosperous life, make sure you take care of your being, because you stuck in this thing till the day you die. So make sure you take care of it, okay? priorities. So, like I said, I hope this message reaches somebody. I hope it touches somebody. Hope it changes some minds. Hope it confirms something for whoever. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.